Hi, this is Jack. I'm giving some practical support with the indigo and crystal children. Practical support or assistance with indigo and crystal children. Okay, so what we've done in the dimensions is that we have sound bombed all the manifestation of crystals within these children. Okay. Secondly, that we have we're busy looking at how we're able to, because what has happened within the mind of these children is the following. The children have defined themselves according to the emotional center that have been exemplified within the entire mind consciousness system within them. So the problem is with some of the children is that they've gone and defined themselves according to that as who they are. Why do I say that that's a problem? It's a problem from the perspective of that part. If they are so infused and defined as that emotional center within their mind that's been exemplified, we're not able to remove it, because if we remove it, the being will die, because they're so part of that entire mind consciousness system center that is infused within the human physical body. What you must remember is the following, that these mind consciousness systems are interdimensional, and they manifest interdimensionally within the human physical body. And if the being starts defining themselves so extensively as this mind consciousness system that's infused within the human physical body, and you suddenly remove the system, the body will die, because the being charged the mind consciousness system that is within and as the human physical body. So in other words, if the systems aren't there, the human physical body can't function. So what is the practical support for the indigo and crystal children? At the moment, what I'm able to say is that we are currently working on methods within the dimensions that we're able to diffuse these mind consciousness centers, these mind consciousness emotional centers within the human physical body of the child through time. Meaning we're slowly but surely, what we're doing is the following. We're standing within the child, okay, as the child, as who the child really is. What we're doing is we're lifting them as who they are within them, and we're allowing them to stand up within them, slowly but surely. And in that standing up and the expression of who they are as life, these mind consciousness system centers within them start moving out slowly, very slowly. We're not doing it too fast. We're doing it just on the correct pace, so that the child starts, so the true expression as life start coming forth. Now, depending on how extensive it is, we're able to assist with that method. Other methods are forgiveness. Okay. The application of forgiveness. Now, presenting forgiveness to your child, if the child still does not cooperate from that perspective, what you do is you do forgiveness as your child. It's like you're placing your child within you, whether it's almost taking your child and putting them inside your heart, and then you do forgiveness as them for them. Okay? Or you're able to write down forgiveness applications on a piece of paper and have your child read it. Forgiveness applications, for instance, I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to define myself according to these emotional reactions. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to be scared all the time. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to be frustrated all the time. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to throw tantrums all the time. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to feel guilty for being like this for my parents. And they do experience that. It's most of the children, parents are quite aware of what's happening to them, and that's what makes it even more difficult, because they are very much aware of what they're doing, but they can't stop themselves, and that is not cool. I mean, I've spoken to children in the dimensions who've had this experience, and they told me that it's like they're trapped inside this body, and they cannot get out, and no one can hear them, because it's like the system inside them is like doing all these things, and it's like they just want to come through and say, I'm still here, this is not who I am. And they say it's like being trapped inside something that's doing everything and no one can hear you. I don't know if you've had the same experience, like with human beings who were in comas, who also feel like they were trapped in a body and no one could hear them. It's the same thing, though, in terms of the experience of the human physical body is just the complete reverse, which is the tantrum throwing, being difficult, not being cooperative, etc. Parents, that is not your child. That is not who your child is, and you know that. That is a mind, consciousness, emotional center system reaction, which I've explained in my previous interview on indigo and crystal children. Your child is here, and we're busy assisting with that. We're bringing your child's expression as who they are as life forth, slowly but surely, not too quickly. What I suggest is apply forgiveness as your child, anything that comes forth, anything, even your reactions to your child. Forgive that. Clear your relationship with your child, meaning make sure that you do not react to your child's expression, because that reaction would also support the child in their expression continuously. Stand up. Say no to hear no further. This is not who you are. Speak to your child as an equal. Although the reactions and everything might not seem equal, your child that is here beyond that system reactions hears you. Motivate your child as who your child is. Your child is not those tantrums, reactions, non-cooperations. That is a mind consciousness system reaction. Start applying equality and oneness with your child. Saying to your child, stop, this is not who you are. Apply forgiveness as your child. Apply forgiveness in yourself. Be careful to not react to your child, because you're reacting to a system. Your child is who your child really is, exists within that, beyond that. Okay, thank you very much. If you require any other support for me to be more specific, you're able to go onto the Destiny Universe website, and I'll be able to give you some more specific examples. Thank you very much.